Fight, are you ready?
Combate Global.
Oh, what a punch. What an incredible fight. Can you believe what you just saw? We have a champion.
Welcome back. There is, of course, the beautiful Miami skyline, Miami Beach. That's where we are broadcasting from Univision Studios. End of September, starting to be the beginning of what we call the season, where it's super nice, but it is super hot in La Jaula. On your left, Alberto, Montes. On your right, Adam Ortiz. Both 5-1 as professionals, both in that sweet spot, 29 years old, right in their physical primes. Both of them looking to get back on the winning track in La Jaula. Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Ramon. Not a lot separating these guys on paper. What's the difference maker to you?
I think the difference is, of course, Alberto coming back out of that hiatus from some time around, and Ortiz being more impactful and constant, right? He's been already competed 3 times this year, so that could be the difference. But hey, Alberto has had an opportunity to heal up a little bit, look at his stuff, perfect his stuff, while Ortiz, well, it's a quick turnaround. So let's see what he's learned from his previous fights.
Man, the differences are not in the numbers. Same age, similar height, similar reach. It's all about mentality. Beatrice Callis, get us going.
Y arrancamos con mucha más acción, las reglas de la jaula. 3 vueltas de 5 minutos, 3 jueces, utilizando el sistema de 10 puntos. Este duelo a un peso pactado de 150 libras, this bout at a cash weight of 150 pounds. Los jueces son, the judges are James Lázaro, Jonathan Lane, and Richard Green Sr. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. In the blue corner, en la esquina azul, wearing green, vestido de verde, su peso oficial, 153 libras, his official weight, 153 pounds, con un récord profesional de 5 victorias y 1 derrota, with a pro record of 5 victories and 1 defeat. Repping the 305 via Caracas, Venezuela, Alberto The Promise Montes. In the red corner, en la esquina roja, vestido de rojo, azul y negro, wearing red, blue and black. Su peso oficial, 151.2 libras, his official weight, 151.2 pounds, with a pro record of 5 victories and 1 defeat, con un récord profesional de 5 victorias y 1 derrota. From Tucson, Arizona, Adam Kid Solo Ortiz. El referee, Alan Abeles.
All right, I gave you guys the instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch them up, go ahead. Come out fighting. Judge.
Alberto Montes in the green from Venezuela, from Tucson, Arizona. Adam Kid Solo Ortiz in the black, blue, and red. We're underway, round number 1.
Yeah, Jimmy, Alberto right from the start, very flashy, very elusive, especially now training with the Coach Chat Academy, and Ortiz has that strong base in wrestling, as you stated, which is going to be very effective right there. As for Montes, you got to remember, Jimmy, it's been some times he's been competed inside La Jaula, in action as a pro level. So those nerves, those butterflies are there, Jimmy.
And Adam Ortiz right now trying to take advantage, keeping the pressure on Alberto Montes. Talked about the time off knee injury. A lot of times it takes a few minutes in a situation like that to get your nerves back, to remember kind of how to do it. My advice in the corner, jump on him early, and that's exactly what Ortiz is doing.
Yeah, right from the start, Montes started off with that kick. Even lost his footing there. Nerves could have been in there. That could have played a role. But
going hard for the Darce choke.
Already very soon, Jimmy.
Very, very tight. No hips under it. And that's why he couldn't finish it. Trying to go for a little bit of almost a spiral ride takedown there from Adam Ortiz.
Montes, they call him the Promise, La Promesa. Out of Venezuela, left the country to the States here and pursue his dream of becoming a mixed martial artist. tells me he started very young, the Taekwondo background, little by little started incorporating the rest of the martial arts.
Adam Ortiz, you see his strategy so far, chest-to-chest pressure. Wear your opponent out. See, look at Montes, man. He is very big, 150 pounds. He's all muscle.
I was about to say that, and this is a great strategy on Ortiz's point because get him a little tired, get a little winded with all that muscle mass he has.
Oh, nice left hook on the way out.
Yeah.
From Montes, he is throwing power punches.
This is his bread and butter. He loves to, and once you let him just get his groove, Jimmy, there's no way stopping this guy.
Man, neither one of these fighters throwing any jabs. They're stepping right in with power shots. Ortiz right back against fence. This time going again for the front choke. Modified. It's the Darce choke rolling through it. That is tight. Anaconda, it is tight.
It looks tight, Jimmy.
Very, very tight.
We might have another one. Oh, he's completely out.
What a comeback.
Add that one to the highlight reel.
Welcome back to La Jaula.
Wow.
Alberto Montes.
Bienvenidos. Otra vez.
Years away from the sport with an injury. Went for the guillotine in round number 1. Anaconda in round number 2. Rolled right through it.
Emotional. And that's what happens. 3 years off, coming back. You get that victory. Beautifully executed, Jimmy. He tried to do it the first time, but it was the second time around. He rolled in perfectly, really tight. That muscle mass helps out a lot too, Jimmy.
Right there, look at it. We also call it the gator roll. Why? You roll through it, you roll through it hard. That was the key to a great stoppage by the referee, seeing that Ortiz was out.
Impressive victory on his return to La Jaula.
Wow. Couldn't have gone a whole lot better for the fighter from Caracas, Venezuela. First finish of the night. Short work. More to come when we come back. Welcome back to Combate Global. If you visualize a comeback, if you believe in positive visualization, that's what a comeback looks like. Beatrice, make it official.
El tiempo oficial, 2 minutos y 9 segundos del round número 1, the official time. 2 minutes and 9 seconds of round number 1. And the winner, by way of submission, el ganador por sumisión, Alberto de Promise Montes!
He promised a comeback. That's exactly what he delivered, moving to 6-1 as a pro. Beautiful job with the Anaconda choke, rolling all the way through, putting his opponent Adam Ortiz completely out. Great job by the referee. Seeing this one, here it is from the single leg position. This was early in the fight, tried it, wasn't able to finish. After that, once again, against the fence, Ortiz trying to make his wrestling a factor, and right here, rolling right through. An Anaconda choke, tight with the hips, beautiful stuff. Ortiz trying to bridge his way out, was not happening. There's a stoppage right there. Adam Ortiz unconscious due to the Darce choke. Coach of the Goat Shed Academy couldn't be any happier. That one is going on social media. Let's go back to La Jaula.
Wow, felicitaciones. Congratulations, Alberto, y bienvenido nuevo, porque 2017, 2017, the last time that you stepped inside La Jaula, and you've been around, you've been away for some time because of your knee injury, estabas afuera por la secesión. How does it feel? ¿Cómo te sientes? Muchas emociones después de esa victoria.
Me siento súper bien, pero antes que nada quisiera decirle a todos que espero que algún día sientan la felicidad que yo tengo en este momento, porque hace 2 años tuve mi primera derrota y pasé por una depresión súper grande, y hoy en día, con esta victoria, creo que volvimos y estamos mejor que nunca, muchachos. Un aplauso, por favor.
2 years ago, I suffered an injury, it took me away, and I suffered depression, but here I am, we did it tonight. Cogiste esta pelea hace unos días, porque es bien importante, bien, dime de eso, y aquí cogiste la victoria. You took the fight in days notice, that in itself is a challenge itself.
Sí, cogí la pelea con un día, con 1 day's notice, but my coach trusted me and I say, okay, if you trust in me, I can go, let's do it.
All right. ¿Estás listo para cualquier cosa? Now, cambiaste de equipo. ¿Qué diferencia? ¿Cómo te cambió como un peleador? You changed camps. How did that change you as a fighter?
la verdad mucho. El soporte que siento acá con la familia es increíble. O sea, no solo el coach, sino toda la barra que está ahí. Todos entrenan conmigo y en esa barra todos son campeones. Obviamente tenemos que seguir siendo campeones nosotros.
Yeah, it's not about just the camp. It's for family. We're all together. You can see them right behind me. They all support me. Hablemos de la pelea. ¿Sintiste lo nervioso al comienzo? ¿Te viste cuando te tiraste la parada? ¿Cómo perdiste el equilibrio? You lost a little of the balance in the kick. What happened there? Was it the nerves in the beginning?
Sí, lo que dijo el coach. Me sentí raro después de 2 años sin pisar el cage. Súper raro, pero nunca me caía de una patada. Y cuando la pateé y caí, dije, ya va, párate y enfócate otra vez. Pero ya después todo salió bien, el game plan. Sabíamos que iba a venir el desesperado el clinch y ahí lo esperamos.
Yeah, I was a little nerve-wracking. I've been away for 2 years, so of course I took the kick and little kick in. Vámonos un poco a la pantalla. Let's take a look at the screen here. Jamie, aquí está el Darts coach. Intentaste la primera vez, pero fue la segunda vez que la agarraste. It was the first time you tried it, second time, that's when it worked.
Ya, de la primera la sentí, pero fui un estúpido, la perdí y dije, ok, vamos a esperar la segunda oportunidad y ahí está.
Yeah, I tried it the first time. I lost it. It was dumb of me, but it was the second time around, and, well, it finally worked out. Bueno, Alberto, felicitaciones. Congratulations again. Que próximamente te esperamos. Medio sudaste, no sudaste mucho. ¿Tenemos pronto este año, el próximo año?
No, espero que Combate me dé una oportunidad pronto. Estoy listo, o sea, noviembre, si pueden, aquí estoy.
We're ready. November, I'm ready to go. Jimmy, back to you.
Yeah, he seems ready to go. Momentum on his side, but we're just getting started here in Combate Global. Getting ready with 2 fighters, one ready to make her pro debut. You can make 1 mistake, can't make 2. Everybody knows that in Combate Global, our next 2 fighters learned the lesson of our last fight. Stay tuned. Find out here at Combate Global. Welcome back inside Univision Studios. We are ready to go with fight number 2. Katherinne Machuca looking to step on her opponent, huh? You like that? Yazmin Najera. Looking forward to a great fight. Beatrice, bring them on in.
Entrando a la jaula, Katherinne Machuca.
Now, Rodolfo, it's up to you now to explain why that's funny. She's going to step on her opponent.
Nah, because really you have to go there.
Come on, that's great. That's a great line, and you know it. That's right. She makes her way
in Spanish, you get away with it, but not in English. But it'll be a great line, I'll tell you that.
It is.
Yeah,
it is
like
for people who understand it.
Yeah,
Machuca means to step on somebody. Anyway, now, when you look at Machuca, you look at the jiu-jitsu purple belt, her life, her entire life has been spent studying Shotokan karate, competed nationally. She has competed in South American championships. That's really been her bread and butter, and she has added on to that skill set with the well-rounded MMA game, the Muay Thai, the ground game, but her karate, that's really her base.
That's the base, and if we go back to the heydays, right, of MMA, a lot of those guys and women that competed, that was their starting ground with the karate. But over time, we've seen how they've used some of that background and established it in the world of mixed martial arts. And some have found a way to input into the game their fighting style, and it has worked. But this is a young lady who trained with one of the top-notch fighters in Chile with the Mansour brothers. Been training there most of her career, and the striking game is on point. So she does have that strong base with the striking, and of course has been modifying, implementing little by little that ground game, which will come in handy against her opponent, Yazmin.
Well, purple belt's when you start realizing what you do and do not know. Let's get her opponent in la jaula.
Her opponent, Yazmin Najera.
It's Yazmin Najera, of course. Mexican Independence Day. She is draped in the Mexican flag, tricolores, on her forehead and over her shoulders. Trains with, maybe you've heard of him, maybe you heard of this guy, Renzo Gracie?
Yep.
Does that ring a bell?
Yep.
It should. That's right.
It should.
One of the greatest of the Gracie family. That's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and I'm telling you, that's probably a purple or brown belt to most people. But competent on the ground for sure, but you know, she works as a boxing instructor, has a lot of faith in her hands, her combinations, her power on the feet.
And what's important, the last time we saw her was her striking game, and she's applied that ground game as well. But not only does she train with those folks, Jamie, she's not training with some of the top-notch camps in Mexico, and I'm talking about the Bone Breakers.
Yeah.
And bringing that into her fighting style is just gonna make her that complete athlete, especially when you get in the cage against someone as destructive and elite as Machuca, who's stepping in for the first time. But you're gonna see today, she's strong base boxing, very crisp, very fast. Watch for the body shots. That is what sets her apart. She comes in very good power shots, and she has Ana Palacios on her corner, one of the top fighters here in her division.
We take a look at the head-to-head Najera, 10 years younger than her opponent, 1-inch height advantage, 3-inch reach advantage, both weighed in about the same, close to 120 pounds. Ready to get it started, a karate expert making her pro debut. How will she adjust? Let's find out.
Continuamos con mucha más acción este duelo. A un peso pactado de 120 libras, we continue with much more action this bout. At a cash weight of 120 pounds, los jueces son, the judges are Richard Green Jr., James Lázaro, and Jonathan Lane. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. En la esquina azul, in the blue corner, wearing white, vestida de blanco, su peso oficial, 118.6 libras, her official weight, 118.6 pounds. Esta noche, entra a la jaula a hacer su debut profesional. Tonight, she enters la jaula to make her professional debut. De Santiago de Chile, Katherinne Machuca. In the red corner, en la esquina roja, wearing red and green, vestida de rojo y verde. Su peso oficial, 119.8 libras, her official weight, 119.8 pounds, con un récord profesional de una victoria y una derrota, with a pro record of 1 victory and 1 defeat. De sangre mexicana, México, Yazmin, Niña Árbol, Najera. El referee, Ramon Ramos.
Need that off. Okay. I got it. Come here. I got it. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Que Dios la bendiga.
Had to take her headband off. Had it on in honor of Mexican Independence Day. Katherinne Machuca in the blue and white taking on Yazmin Najera in the red and green. We are underway.
That just adds more pressure to Yazmin and Jamie. You're fighting on your Independence Day of your country. Look for that striking, man. She's very fast, on point, and again, going to the bone breakers just really improves her skills a whole lot more all around as a fighter. Now, Katherinne from Chile, that background in karate, that stand-up game, you know what's going to be effective is those leg kicks to set up the punches and set up the next move that you want. But and you can see it in her fighting style. Just look at her guard.
Yeah.
You know, it's not your typical type of style that you see in MMA.
And one thing about karate fighters, so good at controlling range, so good at using the kicks.
Yeah.
Especially those front kicks. Good right hand in by Machuca.
Those punches, though, they got to come in with a little turn, though. You know, it's not full extension there. And you're right about controlling that range, but she is leaving that chin wide open, Jimmy. Good timing, and Yazmin could have a sweet victory on Mexican Independence Day, but he came in with that shot. Nice jab.
Yeah, taking commitment off the right hand. Machuca really pushing on that power side. Not a lot of jab, not a lot of setup. She's leading with the right hand.
Yeah, good way of Machuca working that range. leaving that gap in between, not allowing Yazmin to.
Najera, only her third professional fight. She's looking very relaxed in there.
Very
fluid with her movements, taking the center of La Jaula.
Yeah, last time you saw her compete. Consistent, striking, effective. And that was, for the most part, very, very impressive against Valentina. Ironically, against another Chilean.
Another Chilean fighter, of course. And right now, she said she had faith in her boxing, but so far this has been at outside range.
Yeah, so at what point do you pull the trigger and take a chance and go to the ground, Jimmy? That becomes the million-dollar question.
Machuca on the left in the blue and white, purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Najera on the right in the red and green, blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I love how Najera just set up with that kick, set up the striking.
No attempt at a takedown from either lady yet, and they've been content to kickbox with MMA gloves on.
Oh, look at Najera now trying to play the game.
Nice.
Switching card.
Good job kicking the leg out of Machuca. Najera now thinking about, should I take the opportunity to get on top? And she doesn't take it. Surprising to you? She let her off the ground.
Hey, if it works, stick to it, Jimmy. And she has a lot of confidence in the striking.
Hasn't really been able to close the distance, hasn't been able to get in what we would call traditional boxing range yet.
Right. And Machuca, she feels the pressure. She sees it. She's throwing him off.
And Machuca in and out, very good. She didn't stay in boxing range, able to push out.
That's what's very impressive, that range. She uses it very well. Doesn't allow Najera to really fully extend on a flurry of punches.
I was there in Los Angeles, California. Ryan Bader taking on Lyoto Machida.
Yep.
What happened was Machida kept him outside. Finally, Ryan Bader tried to get in and bang, caught him halfway in. Similar kind of thing here where Machuca doing a good job at controlling range, getting in and then getting out again, just like that. It's very frustrating fighting someone like that.
Very. And if you notice that left hand of Machuca, she'll kind of like swat it away to put down that arm and come in with that right.
That parry and shot.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, she's trying to be a little creative, Najera, now with the kicks.
But look at this fight, Rodolfo. If you ask me, who's the beginner? Who's making their pro debut?
You never know.
I wouldn't know. Machuca, just so much maturity and, being a bit older, but having competed internationally in karate, that stage fright isn't going to affect her like it would an inexperienced fighter. She's not that.
None whatsoever. She just feels very confident, and it shows you, right, that it's your pro debut, that experience that you had in the AMI levels, or in karate, or whatever combat sports that you have, it helps you out.
Yeah, she's winging that right hand. Najera in the center of La Jaula. I mean, that might affect the judging. She has consistently been the one in the middle putting pressure on Machuca, although Machuca has countered well with 10 seconds left. She once again letting the right hand go. Najera trying to get in that boxing range. We finish round number 1.
Después de que pateas con tus pies.
Tu derecha. Se está comiendo toda tu derecha. Tu derecha hace lo mismo, pero baja el mentón. Baja el mentón, cúbrete la cabeza, tírale hacia tu derecha. ¿Ya? Bien, Katy. Vamos, vamos. Vamos, Katy, vamos.
Welcome back to Combate Global. We're ready to begin round number 2. It is Katherinne Machuca in the white and blue taking on Yazmin Najera in the green and red. Machuca making her pro MMA debut, but a lifetime of experience in Shotokan karate. Yazmin Najera 1-1 as a pro. Can't tell by the way she holds her hands. She believes in her boxing, but she's been on the outside eating a lot of those in and out right hands.
The thing I could she's been trying to bank in that right hand, Jimmy, but the only thing that I've noticed is when she comes into that brawling right with Machuca, Najera will come in with her head down. An uppercut will put this away. She has to be very cautious of that. As far as Machuca, she's playing the range real well, but you got to keep your hands up. You know, she's been caught many times with the chin by Najera.
And that tall karate stance from the Shotokan expert. Now on your right, Katherinne Machuca.
Yeah, she's like that difficult jigsaw puzzle you can't put together for Najera.
Yeah, can't quite figure it out. You know, Najera, just starting her MMA career. It's only her third MMA fight. She hasn't seen a lot of styles. Certainly hasn't seen a karate fighter yet. So she is trying to figure out this puzzle, even though it is Machuca's MMA debut. You know, it's a little different. And we have open scoring here. Najera winning round number 1 on all 3 judges' scorecards. Thought it was a close round. I find it surprising that no judge gave it to Machuca. I thought she landed some good right hands.
And see how she leads in. She put all her weight on her. When she let the arm go, put the weight there. Don't want to do that.
And body lock now from Najera. Will we see the first takedown of this fight? Machuca knocked down, leg kicked out from her. It wasn't knocked down, but leg kicked out from under her in round number 1. Najera chose not to go to the ground. Thought it was a surprising choice.
Yeah, for Najera, if they were to get back right here in the center of La Jaula, Machuca's been giving that lead leg all day.
And there's the takedown right into half guard.
This is where it could get very interesting, Jimmy, to see who has what on the ground.
The fighter from Mexico City. Now on top, Mexican Independence Day means a lot to everybody in the DF right now. Hope everybody's celebrating, having a good time. But right now, no good times had in La Jaula. Very tough fight.
Very tough, but good way of Machuca there, putting that leg from not allowing Najera to get him out.
Machuca, purple belt in jiu-jitsu, trying to get her guard back.
And that could be very exhausting, that position for Machuca, making her pro debut on that ground.
Good extension with the legs. Excellent job from Machuca, able to get space. Not going to guard back, but get her opponent off of her. But now she has 2 minutes to kind of win back this round.
Yeah, those leg kicks on the lead leg of Machuca needs to work on it. You can see a little reddish coming up. Keep working on that, break her down. And Najera wants a sweet victory. She's cornered here tonight by Ana Palacios, one of the big stars here in Combate.
Yeah, I saw them working out.
Yeah.
In La Jaula earlier, getting some advice, moving around. She did a lot of footwork. She did a lot of work against the fence as well. Najera now starting to push forward a little bit. And also, although Machuca has been winging that right hand, she's landed a few times, I wouldn't say she's ever had Najera hurt. It could be the point when Najera's going, look, I can eat this right hand to come forward. You know, you start realizing when a fighter can make that gamble and feel they can win.
Machuca, though, definitely the pace here has come down a lot on her end.
She was moving like crazy in round number 1, a lot less in round number 2.
And the mouth is open, Jimmy. You know what that means.
Now, welcome to the world of nerves. It takes at least a third of your energy away from you in your pro debut. Now, I tell fighters all the time for their pro debut, I said, how are you feeling? How do you feel right now? A third of that's going to be gone.
Yeah.
The energy you feel right now, a third of it's gone from nerves.
Yeah, and Machuca picked up the fact that Najera was working on that lead leg. For Najera, keep working on that. It's working. It's very red if you can see it. I even see a little wobbly coming out of her.
Yeah, definitely inside, bright red.
There it is.
Through the leg kick, ate a right hand in response. With Machuca so far not able to combo off that right hand.
And feinting here will come in very handy for Najera, especially with those kicks.
Remember, the judges gave round number 1 to Najera, 10-9, all 3 judges' scorecards. Oh, spinning kick. Didn't see that coming. Good right hand against the fence. And they're ending round number 2 slugging here at Combate Global.
base. Cuando pateo me está agarrando con su... Entonces, haz tus 45. Es que estás pateando muy lineal. Sí. Salte más. ¿Sale? Abre con el pateo y remata con las manos. El 1-over le entró durísimo. Repítelo. Finta con tu jab y sueltas las piernas. Sí. ¿Sale? Confía. Sí. Escúchame. En el piso lo estabas haciendo bien. Si te quieres ir al piso, tienes con qué. ¿Sale? Respira. Venga, tú puedes. Último round. Vamos bien, Jazz. Concéntrate.
Welcome back. Happy Mexican Independence Day. And the fighter from Mexico City is feeling it. That is Yazmin Najera bouncing off her stool. Her opponent, Katherinne Machuca, in the blue and white.
In between rounds, Jimmy, Ana Palacios giving some advice to Najera. As I said, you know, keep working that lead leg, keep kicking it. But once you kick in there, make sure you land in those shots. Open it up, set it up for yourself.
Yeah, certainly feels like Najera has the confidence right now. Maybe an awkward round number one. And remember, we have open scoring, so you know where you are in the fight. You know how well you did. So even an awkward first round, she won it, all three judges' scorecards. So you start going, okay, well, I can open up my offense a little bit. Looks like that's what she's doing.
That's exactly what Ana Palacios told her. Like, hey, let loose. And if she wants to go to the ground, go ahead, give it to her. You got enough confidence into yourself. Good shot there to the midsection.
Machuca, the karate expert, has landed some good punches.
Yeah,
hasn't been able to hurt Najera. Hasn't really also been able to really throw very many combinations off those punches. They've been singles.
That's the thing when there's the open scoring, Jimmy, rightfully so.
No surprise there. Najera winning a close round number one. I thought round two was much more hers. She got the takedown, was on top, landed some good strikes. Once again, the right hand of Machuca, but Machuca's got to sell out and throw everything. She needs a stoppage in this round number three.
One way of winning. For Najera, if she wants to get to that elite level, if she wants to climb that mountain, she has to let go. Stop being conservative. You know, she's been very conservative in that first, second round. This is your opportunity to show. Because you see a lot of movement, and that's great, that's fancy, but that's not enough. You got to throw. You got to give me something.
Are you surprised, Rodolfo, we haven't seen any head kicks, any spinning attacks, any of the karate techniques other than the straight right hand, which is pretty rare. We haven't seen the head kicks. It might turn this fight around.
From Machuca? Yeah. I think it was Najera. She attempted one a la David Martinez, but that's about it. She's the only one. But Machuca, no crazy, wild karate kicks or taekwondo.
Oh, there's the spinning back fist.
Okay.
There we go.
That's a little something. Fist. We heard. Okay. Guess you got the memo.
But that would be kind of the game changer, right? You know, a head kick and knock you out. We haven't even seen her even attempt those.
You know, sometimes you gotta. It's the gift of surprise. And when you throw those things at your opponent that for 2 rounds and change you haven't hit him with, and you hit him with this, he's gonna throw him off.
Well, we're round number 3 in a fight that has been controlled by Yazmin Najera, the young lady on your right from Mexico City, the boxer. Believes in her combinations, believes in her power. Her opponent, Katherinne Machuca, making her pro MMA debut. And yes, I thought she's accounted well for herself in her pro debut. She has been in this fight, but since a close round number 1, she's been a bit outworked, I would say, in the center of La Jaula.
Very much so, and you're absolutely right, Jimmy. It's just no kick attempts here from Machuca. I would have seen a lot more, considering with that background. Oh, okay, get a little shot there.
Good right hand, but she's been throwing that since the beginning. Good single right hand, not comboing off of that.
But doesn't follow up. No. Once you hit, she moves back. They're okay from Najera. Najera one's the one that's been risking a little bit more. But let them hands go.
Yeah, minute 30 left in round number 3.
You get a little flat-footed there.
Yeah, throwing those kind of rapid punches. Not a lot behind any of them.
And if you read Machuca, I mean, look at her shoulders. She's telling you where she's going with those shoulders. You could read her.
And also very, very fatigued. Moving a lot in round number 1, but She committed a cardinal sin in combat sports, which is never set a pace you can't keep. Don't move a lot in round 1 and none in round number 2. A lot of moving in round number 1. It's been considerably less every round since. Thinking maybe guillotine without hips. That ain't gonna happen. She does not have full guard in
nothing.
half guard now. Still kids on the way up. No guard, no guillotine.
Let it go.
If your hips aren't activated, it ain't gonna work.
You're gonna waste your energy for nothing.
All right?
But it's almost like a natural instinct, you know, when you go there, just put that arm, go for the guillotine choke.
You can do it standing, but once it's a guard position, you need that closed guard to activate the hips. And right now, 10 seconds left in round number 3. And a strong finish by Yazmin Najera. Mexican Independence Day. She wore the colors proudly tonight. But I gotta tell you, Katherinne Machuca in her professional debut, she went out there and fought.
She brought her heart, she brought her best. Go back a little bit to the lab, work a little bit, but won't be surprised if we'll see her back again.
We saw improvements to be made by both fighters. We will make it official right after this stay with Combate Global. Welcome back to Combate Global. It was a hard-fought pro debut. It looks like it went the way of the veteran. Let's make it official with Beatriz Calles.
After 3 rounds of much more action, this is the final decision. Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, esta es la decisión oficial. All 3 judges turning identical scorecards of 29-28. Los 3 jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 29 a 28. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor del ganador por decisión unánime. Desde México, Yazmin Najera.
Yazmin Najera, thrilled, now moving to 2-1 as a pro. This win by unanimous decision, and it wasn't easy against a karate stylist who came out unorthodox angles, but it was Machuca coming out with the karate style, Yazmin Najera with the boxing style. No surprise with the tricolores on. Now number 1, some good right hands from Machuca. Najera not quite able to figure out the karate timing in round number 1. Kicked the leg out from under her, but that was about it. And then after that, you see the boxing combination started to land, started to work, especially as Machuca slowed down a bit. She set a pace in round number 1 that she couldn't keep up with in rounds 2 and 3, but great stuff from Najera, and she finished very, very strong with the takedown, top game, good ground and pound. You saw her mixing in the body shots, but confidence, you saw it grow geometrically in rounds 2 and 3. Remember, we have open scoring. She knew she won round number 1. She could build on that, and Machuca slowing down and only landing single punches. Not able to combo, not a lot of leg kicks, and was vulnerable to the leg kick herself. Najera able to slow her opponent down with a constant attack, constant physical pressure. At the end of round number 3, you see the takedown, the ground and pound that sealed the deal for the fighter from Mexico City. She is thrilled to get her hand raised, and Rodolfo Roman right now in the jaula with her.
Thanks, Jimmy. Yazmin, felicitaciones. Has tenido otra victoria, pero esta es más especial. You've had other victories, but this one must be special for you.
¿En español? Sí, claro, pues mi debut profesional tuve la fortuna de ganarlo, pero yo no estaba satisfecha con cómo lo gané. En mi segunda pelea pues perdí, tuve una lesión bastante fuerte que me dejó fuera 1 año y de ahí pues ya es otra historia. Entonces para mí es muy importante este regreso, fue un regreso donde tenía que ser más cuidadosa por la lesión de la que venía y de aquí ya puro para arriba, ya cuando me den otra pelea yo voy a estar aquí ya.
That first fight, yes, I won, and the second fight, well, I lost, but I did suffer an injury that took me some time, and now I'm back in the winning column. Pero hablemos que hoy la independencia de México, eso es lo más rico que se siente. Today is the independence of Mexico. You're a lot sweeter tonight with this victory.
Me siento increíble, para mí es un honor
levantar la bandera de México en un día como hoy. También están peleando otros mexicanos, que les mandamos toda la mejor vibra. Hoy es un día mágico. ¡Viva México!
It's an honor to compete here on Mexican Independence Day. It's something that I've been looking forward to. Now, hablemos un poco de la pelea de Machuca de Chile. Su guardia, un poco diferente comparado a otros peleadoras que han competido. Her guard, a lot different from other opponents that you faced in the past.
Claro, no, la verdad es que yo a mi oponente la respeto muchísimo. Es una persona con 3 hijos y está aquí dándolo todo, peleando y dándolo todo. Entonces, su guardia, pues uno puede ver por fuera las cosas, pero cuando estás adentro es diferente. Hay que no dejarse, no hay que desbocarse siempre. Y ese fue mi trabajo el día de hoy. Entonces, a mí se me hace muy buena.
I respect her very much. The fact that she came in, you know, the guard is one thing, but when you see it from the outside, it's different compared when you're inside. Let's take a look at the highlights. Dame un poco del repaso aquí. Dime de lo que está pasando aquí.
Pues ahí yo estaba boxeándola.
I was boxing her here. Yeah, eso básicamente el boxeo lo que se vio claramente. You're boxing here by far on point.
Sí, amo el boxeo, pero yo sabía que ella tenía un estilo más diferente en el que no siempre lo más técnico va a ganar. Yo tenía que ser cautelosa al entrar y decisiva en mis golpes. No me quería desbocar porque era mi regreso. Yo quería hacerlo tranquila, disfrutar cada round y ver mi avance, porque cada pelea yo he evolucionado bastante.
I wanted to just take my time with it, really where I am as a fighter, because every fight is a learning experience. Escuché entre rounds, entre asaltos, Ana Palacio, que estaba en esta esquina, Ana Palacio, she was in your corner, te dijo, trabaja la pierna y después con el striking, no, work the leg and head to the strikes.
Claro, es algo que yo intenté, Ana. Yo confié mucho en mi esquina. Ana es una peleadora que, bueno, ya conoce muy bien combate, es la número 1 en la división, y yo todo lo que ella me decía, algunas cosas no las podía hacer porque en su momento yo sabía qué pasaba, pero yo intenté seguir al pie de la letra lo que ella decía porque es muy buena y confío mucho en ella.
I have a lot of confidence in Ana Palacios. Everything that she said, I took her word for it, so looking forward to the action. Well, felicitaciones, te vemos próximamente aquí en la jaula y bueno, ¡que viva México! All right. We'll be back with more action inside la jaula of Combate Global.
Welcome back inside Univision Studios. Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Roman. It's something you hear all the time. You spend enough time in a promotion. When fighters come in, people go, oh, he's undefeated or she's undefeated. And the fighter goes, yeah, but not here. Experience in la jaula means something. Estefania Hernandez has experience in la jaula. She's fought here before. Her undefeated opponent, Estefania Rodriguez, has not. I think it's a fact.
First time she fights outside of her country, first time she fights someone that's not from her nationality. So this is a big opportunity for her, and you're absolutely right. You can come here 11-0, and it doesn't mean anything, Jimmy.
That's right. The veterans here to defend their turf here at Combate Global. That's a theme that continues tonight. Our main event. That's right. Stephanie Hernandez versus Estefania Rodriguez. You're looking in the face of Stephanie Hernandez. Aggressive, but a slow starter. She takes the beating early and comes back extremely strong. She says she's flipping that script tonight. Do we take her at her word? I don't know. We're about to find out. Beatriz Callis is ready to bring him in for our main event.
Entrando a la jaula, Stephanie Hernandez.
She was very nice talking to you earlier today, Rodolfo, but that look is not in her eyes right now. All business. Of course, the fighter from Boise, Idaho. American flag draped over her shoulder. She is ready to go. Last time out, a very tough first round in la jaula, but able to come back rounds 2 and 3. You can cut her, you can hurt her, you can beat her, you can take her down. She's going to be in your grill the rest of the fight. She said this time around, I told you, yeah, I'm going to try to start faster, but a lot of fighters say that. They're just not able to change the gears, right?
It's something that's just psychologically input. If you're that way, it's really hard to change. You know, like they said, you can't can't teach an old dog new trick. Not to say that she's an old dog, but as a fighter, mentally, you're so used to it, and really change gear takes a little bit of time. But hey, it's the Jaula. Anything can happen.
That's right. Also a black belt in jiu-jitsu. We see her grappling, which was underutilized last time out. Well, let's bring in her opponent.
Su oponente, Estefania Rodríguez.
Estefania Rodríguez, big smile on her face, Mexican flag over her shoulders, Mexican Independence Day. You know what a motivator that is for Mexican fighters. She is coming in intense, ready to go. You know, she has the skills, undefeated, but as you pointed out, rightly, all three of those wins by decision. She used to long, difficult fights. She used to fight in her backyard. They all three were local promotions in Mexico. The same promotion, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of in your comfort zone. She's got to get out of that tonight.
When you get out of that comfort zone, what really displays you or shows what type of fighter you are. They put you in different platforms, different areas, different opponents, not knowing what they have. And she's training out of the Killer Bees, right, which is founded by the great Hall of Famer Anderson Silva. And it's quite amazing, and we'll get into that because you got SBG Idaho, which originally founded in Ireland, and then Killer Bees. Pretty good. We could take it to the fight, but
it's moving all over the world, my brother.
It's
that's
crazy,
that's what it says, exactly.
But Rodriguez has that great stand-up game here, very young. As you stated, the competition that she's had in Mexico, undefeated, but it's a different ball game. Once you leave the crib, Jimmy, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, 4-0 as an amateur. She has yet to taste defeat in mixed martial arts as a pro or an amateur. Purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Will we see that ground game tonight? Big question because Stephanie Hernandez has vowed to make it a factor.
Yeah, good stand-up game. That's going to be right from the start. And could be the different in it, but
it is Stephanie versus Estefania. It is going to be a throwdown en la jaula. We are 100% ready to go. Welcome back inside La Jaula. On your left, it is Stephanie Hernandez from Boise, Idaho. On your right, Estefania Rodriguez, fighting out of Mexico on Mexican Independence Day. She was all smiles on the walk-in. Stephanie Hernandez, look in her eyes, and you will see all business. 3-1 as a pro versus 4-0 as a pro, combined 7-1. We've talked a lot about Hernandez. Rodriguez, 5 years younger, experienced, but not in the big show, undefeated as an amateur and as a pro, so she hasn't been shown what she doesn't know yet. What kind of start do you expect from her?
I expect her to really slow start, and Hernandez even was aware of that, which she said, look, that can throw me off a little bit because I come in explosive. I come in with heavy shots. So she has to just test the water, feel the pace of the fight. It'll be a slow start to it until she finally starts getting the groove in it. We'll see some of that striking game and some of the kicks come into play.
If you are in Rodriguez's corner, Hernandez known for slow starts, do you tell her, look, jump on her in that round number one, see if you can maybe hurt her, maybe get a cut like which happened last time? And also, when you get cut, scar tissue starts building around the eyes, cuts get easier and easier. Do you have Rodriguez jump on her opponent, Hernandez, in that maybe slow first period?
I think you should play her game. Play her game. Start, but pick your shots. Make sure you leave a mark in there to recognize and be like, look what you can test in that second round. If you want to go start slow with me, expect second or third. I'm going to go just as heavy as you are. So pick and choose. She's a slow, like I said, she likes to pick and choose where she's going to strike. She's not going to throw any wild punches. She doesn't throw away any shots. Expect that from the young Rodriguez going up against Hernandez.
And you see the age difference, 26 to 31, 4'11". Is Stephanie Hernandez. Hard to find a shorter opponent. Beatriz Callis, get us going.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. Este es el evento estelar de esta noche. We continue with much more action. This is the main event of the evening. División Peso Átomo, Atomweight Division. Los jueces son the judges are Richard Green Sr., Richard Green Jr., and James Lázaro. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. In the blue corner, en la esquina azul, wearing blue and red, vestida de azul y rojo. Su peso oficial, 105.6 libras, her official weight, 105.6 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 3 victorias y una derrota. With a pro record of 3 victories and 1 defeat. From Boise, Idaho, Stephanie Hedgehog Hernandez. In the red corner, en la esquina roja, wearing white and green, vestida de blanco y verde. Su peso oficial, 104.2 libras, her official weight, 104.2 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula invicta como profesional con 4 victorias. Tonight, she enters la jaula undefeated as a pro with 4 victories. De Villahermosa, México, Estefania Najera. El referee, Alan Abeles.
All right, I gave you the instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch them up, go ahead. Come out fighting.
Chance of Mexico on Mexican Independence Day. Estefania Rodriguez in the green and white. The American Stephanie Hernandez in the red and blue. We're underway, round number 1.
Crazy how Hernandez had really evolved as a fighter. If you look at her amateur fights, she was like this bull rush. She just rushed you through with the shots, but straight down to the floor right from the start.
Thinking leg lock.
Well, she said it. I need to use some of that other grappling. Get to see it last time around.
Yeah, but it looks like Rodriguez maybe thinking leg lock on the right leg of Stephanie Hernandez. Hernandez wisely putting weight on that foot. And that knee right there.
Yeah, she has good enough grappling here to maneuver herself out, but she does have to watch for that black butt of Hernandez. That expertise in it, has won many, many awards, competitions.
Good hips from Stephanie Hernandez. She said she's going to start, starting faster, and she certainly does that so far in round number 1. Early takedown.
Not on the feet, but on the ground, Jimmy.
Problem is, no sweat, only a minute in, plenty of time to work the submission game. And Estefania Rodriguez trying to keep mobile hips, but she's up against La Jaula. Look for Stephanie Hernandez to keep her there.
Yeah, good way of Hernandez positioning her body, moving along around La Jaula, using the Jaula IQ. That in itself, Jimmy, to know how to place your opponent in a certain area, you want to have your opponent right close to your coach so you can hear him. All those little things come so much in handy.
And Estefania Rodriguez, you see there, briefly trying to bridge Stephanie Hernandez off for nothing doing there. Ends up going back to half guard.
It's a difficult position. You have to bridge this area here. Very hard.
And bridging through real tough without a hook to elevate the hips. And right now, Estefania Rodriguez doesn't have that.
Yeah, here with Hernandez here trying to see if she can scoop up the hip, get a little away from the Jaula, maybe get a mount, and just ground and pound that she gets that chance. But good way of working the rib area with those knees. Slowing down the pace, picking the shots.
Estefania Rodriguez does have a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Does know the basic fundamentals. Using half guard, getting your guard back, controlling your opponent's posture. All those things start clicking when you're in purple belt, but is it going to be enough? It's hard to work bottom in jiu-jitsu from half guard, let alone in MMA.
Keep working, Stephanie, keep working.
And the fact that we started in this position so very early on in the fight.
And she said, too, Stephanie Hernandez says, I love to use my jiu-jitsu. I haven't been able to use it enough. I want to use that pressure. I want to use that ground pound. I want to show how I've developed as a fighter. And so far, she's showing that. 2 minutes left to go in round number 1.
The advertisement was right on point. Said I need to use a little bit of it. She's doing it here today.
A lot of people lie to you. She didn't.
She was on point. I like that. Yeah.
Appreciate that. A lot of them try to throw you off, but no.
It's like reading those nutrition labels. Like, wait a minute, that's not 2 grams of sugar.
15 grams in here, exactly. So far, Stephanie Hernandez living up to her word. Using her jiu-jitsu, starting quickly, putting Estefania Rodriguez on the defensive.
Yeah, They're making it very difficult for the youngster making their debut.
And so far, Estefania Hernandez trying not to do anything big. Short punches, you know,
Breaking her
rib
down.
work with the knees, breaking her down slowly. Not looking for the big Fedor-type punches that require a lot of space. Not doing that. Estefania Rodriguez hasn't panicked on bottom, been able to keep half guard.
And if it ain't gonna happen in the first, it'll surely happen in the latter parts of this fight. She's seasoning in that meat, Jimmy.
Yep, short punches. Hasn't tried really hard to pass guard. Now thinking about mount.
Yep.
Under a minute left in round number 1. If you're Estefania Rodriguez, hey, you're not trying to give up the big shot here or give her back.
She was in. She got the mount, Jimmy. That's what she was waiting, the mistake.
40 seconds left. She
needs
is
to
busy
survive.
and she is bumping right now. Estefania Rodriguez trying not to get finished in round number 1. Nice high mount. Good defense,
Rodriguez
30
is in trouble,
seconds left.
Jimmy.
Rodriguez trying to stay with it, trying not to turn her back. She fights back to guard. Will that be good enough with 20 seconds left? Isolating the arm, going for the arm bar.
Wow, what a
comeback that would be,
That
but
would be
elbow is
awesome.
out. That is not gonna happen in round number 1.
Hernandez just too smart on the ground.
But Rodriguez will see a round number 2, a victory in itself. That is a hairy last 30 seconds for the young fighter from Mexico, Estefania Rodriguez on bottom, but fully mounted. Nice high mount as well.
By the skin of her teeth, she nearly pulled that arm bar there, but a little bit too short on time.
Hey, how do you feel? Okay.
Let's take a look at the highlights right from the get-go, going from the
Immediate
great takedown.
Okay, we know we
As advertised, she said she was going to work on that grappling, on that jiu-jitsu. She surely did, the black belt. And it was these little shots picking her apart just with a few seconds left, about 30 here, trying to go for the finish. You'll see Rodriguez just pushing up her hips. Hernandez getting on the mount, but she did survive
We kick, we don't, but she kicks.
to head on over to the second round.
Let's build though.
Agora é tuyo.
We can tune in here and listen.
Aqui. Aqui.
From what I grasped from there, from that commentary, Jimmy, it's just, hey, keep pummeling her when you're underground. You know, it's working for you.
It is Estefania Rodriguez in the white and green, Stephanie Hernandez in the blue and red.
Great.
Hernandez having her way in round number 1. Takedown, full mount.
Nothing feigning there from Hernandez, faking that takedown.
One thing, if Hernandez had gotten that mount early in round number 1, this would be over. Because that barely survived that last minute. You know, there wasn't a real weight disparity between these two ladies, but Hernandez just looks
I was about to say that, yeah.
Stronger, yeah.
She couldn't get her off her in that position. Very difficult. Good exchange there from both ladies. Now, Hernandez, a good counter striker as well.
No surprise at all. Stephanie Hernandez up 10-9. All 3 judges' scorecards. The only surprise there is we didn't see a 10-8 somewhere in there, because it was a dominant first round for the fighter from Boise, Idaho.
Clearly.
And Estefania Rodriguez just hasn't been able to get her offense going from that southpaw stance. Now there's a good left hand right down the pipe.
Yeah, Estefania Rodriguez needs to use that jab, 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 keep her away.
Jab, angle, set up the power shots.
Get her away from coming in, keeping the fight on the feet. Get a little parry action in there. And we were talking, Jimmy, how cool it is, right? You got the Killer Bees out of Mexico, and you got SBG out of Ireland, who has made its way here to the States. It's quite amazing how these gyms are just spreading all over the world.
Yeah, once you
They're like LA Fitnesses and all these other gyms, right? But it's great, but it just shows you the reach that MMA has begun.
The reach of great training, yeah.
Yeah, it's just quite amazing how the sport has evolved.
Yeah, Stephanie Hernandez thinking about the single leg, good defense from Estefania Rodriguez. No easy takedowns there, but you just feel that there's an inside power disparity that Stephanie Hernandez, once she's inside, so much thicker and stronger than Estefania Rodriguez.
Yeah, no way of getting out of that position once Hernandez gets you on that ground. Definitely the power is on her advantage. Good way Estefania circling out, though. This is the fight that she wants. She wants to keep it standing.
Center of la jaula.
Yeah, use those kicks to set your shots. Because Hernandez has the tendency to just come in and just brawl with you. So if Rodriguez plays it very well,
but you gotta have confidence in her power shots. Because Estefania Hernandez, not a lot of head movement.
Not a lot.
Yeah. But you gotta believe you can back your opponent off, right? You gotta believe that power left is gonna do the job.
Great way of putting on the side.
Confidence growing a bit for Estefania Rodriguez, the fighter from Mexico. On Mexican Independence Day, no surprise, green and white.
And the pressure.
Good combination. Caught Estefania Hernandez coming in, but wasn't able to circle out. Ended up against the fence.
Didn't hook the bait, Jimmy, but surely did some damage there. Of course, Hernandez going in, you see, during the clinch. Now Rodriguez feels a little bit confident in her stance, but you can see it here, Jimmy. Even switching stance.
But at the end of the combination, she's got to be out of there and not be driven against the fence. That's the last piece she's missing.
Yeah, she needs to circle out. Can't stay in the pocket.
And if you're in the same place you ended a combination as when you started a combination, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, because Hernandez is very linear. She stays with you. So you
Good job from Rodriguez, circling back to the center of La Jaula. Her corner yelling, box, box to Estefania Rodriguez.
Where the hooks.
Much more effort from Estefania Hernandez to keep this fight up against the fence in round number 2.
And a completely different story from the first round, Jimmy. This round has all been on the feet. Shot to the body. Didn't phase Rodriguez.
Ooh, nice body kick, but I'm curious how the judges see it.
Yeah.
Estefania Hernandez has been the aggressor. She's been the one pushing forward. A lot of this has been against the fence.
But I think the power shots, that's going to be more power shots. Rodriguez has been more persistent with those shots.
Yeah,
Not as
more
powerful,
precise, yeah.
but on point, and then maybe even thrown more.
Yeah, very SBG, very on point with her strikes. Yep. Good accuracy. Nice left hand.
Oh, there's the takedown.
Finally a takedown at the end of the round. Will that influence the judges? We'll find out soon. Estefania Rodriguez, I'm sorry, Estefania Hernandez, if she thought she was going to have an easy fight after that round number 1, nope, she got a game fighter in front of her.
Tá muito cansada. Como tá os braços? Bien? Não tá cansado os braços?
All right. Are your
pouquinho não te
hands tired? Nope.
Você tem esse round de arroz. Você tem
Use the hands.
agora.
Mind, it's just Portuguese, so bear with me, Jimmy.
Portuguese, yep.
E não cale, não cale. Você quer ganhar? Você quer ganhar? Ganha esse round. Vale? Bebe água.
I says it. From what I understood, you couldn't quite hear you clearly, but
Panturrilha desplaça lateral. Panturrilha desplaça lateral.
the lateral kicks.
Ou bota o outro depois se direta. Vale?
Let's work those kicks.
Tell by the way
that
he's
boxing.
yelling, he's Brazilian.
Yep. Te fala português um pouquinho. Okay, I can get by.
You can get by, you can handle it, you can order the food.
Yeah, I got to re-up on my Babbel subscription.
Estefania Hernandez in the in the red and blue from Boise, Idaho, taking on Estefania Rodriguez in the green and white. The boxer from Mexico.
Ooh. Yeah, and that's where she gets flashy, but this is not the fight that she wants in this third round. Wanted to keep it standing. Yeah. She was getting flashy, Jimmy. She was even throwing the spinning back fist. She threw a teep. But Hernandez read it, grabbed it, and took the fight where she wants on the ground.
Now Hernandez able to eat up all of round number 1, and not just that, able to get in full mount in a fight that is tied up on 2 judges' scorecards, which I think is fair.
Yep.
Estefania Rodriguez able to win round number 2 and fight her way back, just like she's fighting her way back to the feet in round number 3.
Yeah, this is what Rodriguez wants to get off of this. Not only, of course.
Oh, gave up her back. Had the whizzer, couldn't do anything with it. Now look out for the short punches of Estefania Hernandez. Now she was content to eat up time in round number 1. Didn't really go for the mount until the end.
And Hernandez could be here all day. So good way of Rodriguez getting up here. This right here in itself is going to build a lot of confidence that she could get out of that difficult challenge and get right back on her feet.
With an underhook of Estefania Hernandez, they come back to the jaula. Now double unders. This is where Estefania Hernandez has been so effective against the fence, leaning her weight on Rodriguez.
Putting that shoulder, pressuring her
over
chest.
top, thinking guillotine, but from single leg, that's not going to work.
No. It's a mistake there on her end.
Yeah, she chose guillotine over crossface. Right, you can either stop the takedown or go for the guillotine. She went guillotine.
Either one or.
Guillotines do not stop takedown.
No.
Now she's forced to work from this guillotine position without guard, which is not going to be effective.
And she's going to have her hand all day. Nothing's going to happen. In fact, might even get tired there.
The chance of Mexico bouncing around Univision Studios tonight, of course. Today, Mexican Independence Day. Estefania Rodriguez from Mexico.
I mean, they're working, but Ana Bella is really looking closely. Don't be surprised here if he says something.
Well, Estefania Hernandez, you know,
she's working.
Landing punches to the ribs. I don't know what she wants her to do from this position.
You know,
not in a great position to pass.
Yeah. Now, at this point for Rodriguez, you've been holding that for so long.
Yeah, arms got to be burning. Guillotine is one of those, if you don't get it, it costs you a lot of energy. Now Estefania Hernandez isolating the left arm of Estefania Rodriguez. Trying to straighten it out, working on the elbow. It's hard to finish from half guard. She can do it. She certainly has the power advantage. Up against the fence, not a lot of room to move to defend this one. Now going rib punches and back to Kimura.
Kimura, that potential, yeah.
And now she's past guard. Bad news for Estefania Rodriguez.
Very, very deep waters for the youngster.
1 minute left to go in round number 3. It was a close fight up until this final 5 minutes, and Estefania Hernandez is walking away with it with the top pressure, the ground and pound.
Rodriguez is just hoping that she could just slip right out of that position, but it's no way. There's no way that Hernandez is going to get her, allow her to get up on her feet.
Well, now thinking about full mount, but wisely going back to side control. 35 seconds left. Short shots from Estefania Hernandez. They worked in round number 1. They are working in round number 3. $15 seconds left. Something desperate they have to come from Estefania Rodriguez, undefeated as an amateur and a pro. But it looks like that first loss may come courtesy of Estefania Hernandez.
Yep.
Active till the bell.
Well, undefeated in La Jaula for Estefania Hernandez.
She said it. I'm going to start faster. I'm going to use my jiu-jitsu. I'm going to use my ground game. I got to say, she did both of those tonight.
It's like the art of war, Jimmy. Right? Stick to those strategies you're good at, when to use them. And she effectively used her ground game, which was her strength.
Estefania Rodriguez disappointed. We will make it official right after this. Welcome back to La Jaula. Our main event, Estefania Hernandez, Estefania Rodriguez gave us 3 hard rounds. Who comes out on top? Beatrice, end the suspense.
After 3 rounds of much more action, this is a final decision. Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, esta es la decisión oficial. Los jueces Richard Green Sr. y Richard Green Jr. anotan 29-28 y el juez James Lázaro anota 30-27. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor del ganador por decisión unánime. Estefania Hernandez!
She won round 1 and round 3 based on her ground dominance. Great top pressure, great ground and pound. She moves to 4-1. Boy, she did have some jiu-jitsu. So that's a night.
She said it. I was going to do a little different, use my grappling. She surely did right in the start of that first round to the takedown. And that was pretty much the story both for the first and third round. Second round was a stand-up game where Rodriguez had a little bit of display of her work, but Hernandez just way too much, putting in that pressure, working in those shots from the shots of hammer fists and knees to the ribs. Couldn't finish it off, Jimmy. Had the opportunity there, but she did enough to impress the judges and take a win inside La Jaula, the second one for Hernandez.
Now, Estefania Rodriguez had her moments on the feet, but the wipeout in numbers, a lot of this on the ground. 136 of 162, short shots from half guard, from mount, total strikes 153 to 38. Estefania Rodriguez landing most of those on the feet. Estefania Hernandez on the ground. 3 takedowns for Estefania Hernandez for our last fight of the night. They're wrapping their hands up, getting them ready to go. It is going to be an absolute war. I guarantee that in our feature fight of the night. Alex Gonzalez, Ramon, Vizcarra. 2 wild fighters ready to leave it all in La Jaula. Next up, though, Ivan Nunez, Loxbey, Montalvan. 2 guys just starting their MMA careers. They want to start off with a bang in La Jaula. Send a message to the rest of the division that the young guns are ready to go. At 135 pounds, 135, red hot all over MMA, versatile, athletic, explosive. You're gonna see all of that in La Jaula right after this. Welcome back to Combate Global. We're ready to go. Ivan Nunez versus Loxbey Montalvan. 2 guys ready to make their mark at 135 pounds. Let's find out more about Ivan Nunez.
De niño me gustaba mucho el reto que implicaba entrenar, vencer tus límites, tus miedos, subirte al ring. Yo respetaba mucho eso de otra gente y me animó a intentarlo hasta que me enamoré del deporte. Este es mi debut profesional, pero me siento demasiado preparado. He entrenado durante mucho tiempo y siento que voy a estar listo para dar un gran espectáculo. Yo me considero un peleador agresivo, me gusta dar show, me gusta que la gente se lleve una gran impresión de lo que yo hago. Mi familia siempre me hace fuerte. Pienso en el ejemplo que me ha dado mi papá, mi mamá, de siempre trabajar, no rendirte. De mi contrincante, yo espero que vaya para enfrente, que pelee. No le ha tocado este tipo de mexicanos a él. No ha conocido a la gente de Sonora todavía. Espero que estés listo esta noche para dar una gran función, para dar una guerra. Entonces te lo voy a poner muy difícil esta noche si quieres ganar.
Entrando a la jaula, Ivan Nunez.
Don't let the numbers fool you, making his pro debut, but 5-0 as an amateur, over 80 boxing and kickboxing fights. He said, I took this fight on short notice, but I want this opportunity. This is exactly what I need. The timing works out perfectly for me.
He has been waiting for this moment. There were some challenges along the way, of course, the pandemic being one of them. And he was waiting for the right opportunity. And it was the call that he got this week. And finally, he got it. A professional debut. And in what better place than La Jaula? As you mentioned, close to 80 fights in boxing and in kickboxing in the amateur levels. This guy's ready to go, Jim.
Yeah, kickboxing national champion in Mexico. He's definitely confident when it comes to his stand-up, his kicks, his elbows, his knees, but his opponent, Loxbey Montalvan, better be ready to go, and he is.
Me and my friends, we used to just box in the backyard. Came out really good at it, joined the gym ever since then. Fell in love with it. It's been about 5 years now. The first time I came out to fight inside the jaula, I was scared. It was my first pro fight, very big stage. But once those cages doors locked, it all went away.
Loxbey!
My main motivation to keep fighting is my son, has to be my son, to make sure everything in the future is set and everything is good for him.
For this week, my fight, it will be the first Mexican I fight. And I've trained with Mexicans as well at the gym. We have very notable Mexicans from Combate that train at our gym. So I know what they have to offer, and I know what I'm going up against this weekend. Nothing I've seen from him surprises me. Nothing I've seen from him scares me. I don't have no fear coming into this fight, going against him at all. Ivan, you're gonna be locked in the cage with me for 15 minutes tonight. And it won't be pretty. You won't come out on top. I promise you that.
This is all I know. This is all I know. This is all I know.
Su oponente, Loxbey Montalvan.
Hear that roar of the crowd? That must mean a local fighter. It might mean a Goat Shed Academy fighter, right? So many of their warriors in La Jaula, but he believes in his training. He believes in his sparring partners. He believes he has the tools to come out on top. You heard those very words. 1-0, but very confident 1-0.
Last time we saw him in La Jaula was an impressive KO victory, and he plans on continuing that momentum. He's a very flashy fighter, great head movement. And you'll see it, very good footwork. But when we want to see him let loose just like he did in that first fight.
Yes.
Once he lets loose, man, I mean, there's no way of stopping this guy, and it's very fun, very entertaining. And having that training at the Goat Shed Academy, it's almost like in their repertoire, right?
Yeah.
You have to be an entertaining fighter. If not, you're out of the clique, man.
They don't want you to just be one of those solid guys.
No.
They want you
They
to
don't pick and choose fights, Jimmy.
No.
They come here to play.
Yeah.
Not take a fight anytime, any place.
Yeah, they want the highlight reel knockout. Look at the numbers. A year older is Loxbey Montalvan. He is an inch shorter, only a half-inch reach advantage. Beatrice Callis is ready to get us started.
En la división peso gallo, we continue with much more action this bout. In the bantamweight division, los jueces son the judges are Jonathan Lane, Richard Green Sr. and Richard Green Jr. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. In the blue corner, en la esquina azul, wearing black, vestido de negro, su peso oficial, 135.6 libras, his official weight, 135.6 pounds. Esta noche, entra a la jaula a hacer su debut profesional. Tonight, he enters la jaula to make his professional debut. De Navojoa, Sonora, México, Iván La Navaja Nunez. In the red corner, la esquina roja, wearing blue, vestido de azul, su peso oficial, 139.8 libras, his official weight, 139.8 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula invicto como profesional con una victoria tonight. He enters la jaula undefeated as a pro with one victory. Repping Puerto Rico and Nicaragua, Loxbey Montalvan. El referee, Ramon Ramos.
Right? Any questions over here? Any questions over here? God bless yourself. Protect yourself. Shake hands now. God bless both. Stay back.
Ivan Nunez, kickboxer with the black shorts. Loxbey Montalvan with the blue shorts. You see the height advantage for Ivan Nunez. Let's see how he uses it. making his pro debut. Round number 1, we're underway.
A very lanky, tall fighter. Won't be surprised those kicks will come in handy. Those long legs.
Wouldn't surprise me if Montalvan went for a takedown right away.
Right.
Opposite stances. Ivan Nunez coming out in orthodox stance. Loxbey Montalvan coming out in southpaw.
That's that great head movement that Loxy has. Very flashy with it.
Ivan Nunez, national champion in Mexico in kickboxing. 80 professional boxing and kickboxing fights. No surprise here. Montalvan going, I'm done with this kickboxing. Suplex.
Might see another suplex here, Jimmy.
Taking the suplex city is what he's looking to do.
Oh, did you just throw a suplex?
I did.
You went there. You went there. Okay.
Brock Lesnar. I'm willing to say it.
You went there.
I worked on Raw. I can say it. Ivan Nunez with the black trunks. Able to get some distance. Problem with suplexes, you know, outside of professional wrestling, they look flashy. They take a lot of energy, and a lot of fighters can take them. Yeah.
And some of them may backfire. As soon as they land, they can just turn around on you, right? Very rarely we could count the ones that have been laid in
Nice leg kick and right hand combo. Good head movement from Loxbey Montalvan. We got to fight.
I think Loxy notices it now. Montalvan knows what he's up at stake here.
Nunez very sharp with the jab, right hand kick combinations. Montalvan once again going in for the takedown. Good body lock. And Nunez, though, doesn't seem to really know how to deal with it.
No.
Other than headlock. Now a little bit of a rusting escape.
That would have been sweet,
on the
Jimmy.
way out.
Oh, man. Montalvan going for a highlight reel. I think they all got to see that highlight reel montage.
Yeah, I also believe that was a little bit of Eve Edwards taking on Josh the Punk Thompson. Head kick off the spinning back fist. I think my all-time favorite knockout.
Neat, great shot there to grabbing on.
Oh, and Montalvan believes he has Nunez hurt, I think.
See how Ivan has to bring down because of his height. That in itself is work going on a shorter fighter.
Oh, beautiful leg kick. Great timing on that. Take the balance away from Montalvan.
These boys are bringing the heat, Jimmy.
Good transition, body shot, good right hand after it. Accurate strikes from Ivan Nunez.
I like Montalvan's movement, but we know in MMA, Jimmy, you can go so far with that.
Guts will get you so far, then they'll get you killed. And that is head movement as well. Keeping the hands up. Don't have to worry about seeing punches. If you're moving your head, you got to worry about identifying punches. That's not easy to do, especially Ivan Nunez throwing good combinations.
Love the way how he throws in that left and moves in a little a la Mike Tyson. Work to the rib area.
Oh, nice Superman punch. That was quick.
Yeah, connected very nicely.
And one thing I'm noticing right now is Ivan Nunez, you know, we know about his kickboxing background, but not a lot of people modify it well for MMA. They don't quite figure out how to do it with MMA gloves on. Ivan Nunez certainly has.
And yeah, look at Montalvan is Superman punch himself. These boys are bringing it.
Yeah.
Bringing the heat.
Nunez catching Montalvan coming in. Gave him a little back off moment. And things you learn in the gym. You don't give your opponent a reason to back off. He won't. He'll keep coming.
Oh, spinning back elbow, but nobody home. Great shot from Montalvan. Great way of coming in for the
good double leg.
Needs to finish it off, but nicely put. Great timing on Montalvan. Another slam.
Nice double leg. Now we'll see what Ivan Nunez knows on the ground. Could we see another anaconda choke? We are. Good job from Ivan Nunez to roll out at exactly the right time.
And good stuff from Montalvan. As soon as Ivan got up, shot to the body to wear him down. What's really been impressive from Ivan is those low kicks, those calf kicks.
Rodolfo, can you believe these guys have a combined one pro MMA fight? They look like veterans on the feet tonight. Great stuff from both fighters in round number 1.
Tú relajado, tú tranquilo. Lenta, güey. Mueve la cabeza y mira los derribos, güey. Te quiere derribar, güey. Calmado con los derribos. ¿Quieres más agua? Ahí está bien. Calmado. El gancho izquierdo ahí está, güey. El gancho izquierdo está ahí. A la cabeza, güey, a la cabeza. Ya le traes el ojo. Ya le traes el ojo. El gancho izquierdo hacia la cabeza.
Got it.
I got it.
Welcome back. I don't know what we expected in a pro debut from Ivan Nunez. He is looking sharp, but so is Loxbey Montalvan in only his second pro fight.
You know, El Jefe Campbell McLaren is here. He's right Howler side.
And he is loving everything he's seeing right now.
Man, what a fight.
Good left hook.
Man.
Catching Loxbey Montalvan.
He got ran into it, Jimmy.
Trying to throw the home run, ended up getting dropped with a beautiful, accurate left hook. And I think that's the impressive thing to me about Ivan Nunez so far is accurate with his shots.
Very accurate, especially with those kicks now.
Judicious.
During the break in between rounds, Javier Torres of UKF says, hey, Ivan, that left hook is there all day.
Two judges see round number one for Loxbey Montalvan. One sees it for Ivan Nunez. Not surprised. It was a very close first round.
The thing is, as we get into the third round, they've been throwing some leather up in this. A lot of energy has been spent to keep this pace.
I thought round number two, we might see a little slowdown. So far, we have not. An important thing to keep in mind is Ivan Nunez just starting his pro MMA career, but an experienced kickboxer. He can keep his gas as long as it's on the feet, right? It's the ground game you're not used to. That's what wears out.
Boy, oh boy, this is a fight, folks. Woo! Hope he loaded up with that popcorn. Oh, even when coming down, he threw in a shot. Now Montalvan capitalizing this to the ground and pound.
Landed in good position. Can he use it?
And I think Montalvan is cut already. Don't know exactly where it's coming from. And this is the forehead.
Looks like maybe the left side of his head.
Yeah, I can't see it from this angle.
And Ivan Nunez in guillotine position, not really trying to finish it, but just using that to try to leverage back to his feet.
Yeah, it was when Montalvan went for that takedown. Nunez was able to sneak in a shot to cut him open.
And here's the difficulty. What kind of ground game does Ivan Nunez have? He's had some unorthodox escapes. So far they've worked, and it's working again. He's back to his feet.
Watch out for the knee from Montalvan here, Jimmy. Maybe he might sneak one in there.
And look at the statistics. Montalvan ahead in punches. Nunez ahead in kicks. Significant strikes. Nunez has a slight lead. Neither guy very accurate with the takedowns of Montalvan. They've been here. Now looking to take the back. Looks like both hooks in. And he's cut, looks like right around the hairline, the left side. Now in full mount, and right now Ivan Nunez doing everything wrong, hanging on. And Montalvan has his back, both hooks in. This might be all she wrote.
Can't see from this angle. Don't know if it's really under the chin, Jimmy.
I just gave the referee the thumbs up. The goat shed fighter going for the rear naked.
None whatsoever.
Ivan Nunez hanging on, but not doing anything else but that. Has to shrimp his hips, move out, create space, and we're seeing the inexperience on the ground for the kickboxer from Mexico.
Montalvan sneaking in those elbows right to the head area. That's leaving a lot of damage. Once again, going for those hooks, Jimmy, for the ground and pound finish.
Ivan Nunez doesn't look like he has the skills to really get out of this position. The unorthodox escapes have worked up to this point. There comes a time when they run out, and Loxbey Montalvan showing that MMA IQ, good heavy hips.
There it is, just you're waiting for that right moment. He makes a mistake.
Now full mount.
There it is.
Ivan Nunez fighting for his life as we approach 1 minute left in round number 2.
And even if he makes it to that third round, a lot has been taken out of Montalvan.
Yeah, both fighters expending a lot of energy in these positions. Loxbey Montalvan, full mount unloading. 45 seconds left in round number 2. Ivan Nunez, the extent of his ground game has been to hang on to try and, I don't know, nullify some of the attacks, take some of the sting off those punches, but no real escapes, not shrimping with his hips, nothing.
Nothing whatsoever, just laying there, not bridging, nothing at all. Montalvan capitalized, laying in those forearm shots, hammer fist, everything, just viciously pounding on Nunez.
Nunez trying to strike back.
Oh,
needs to survive for another 15 seconds. Big, heavy shots from Montalvan. 10 seconds left. The referee knows it. Can Ivan Nunez hang on and see round number 3? And he does.
Oh, he made it.
Listen to me very carefully. The takedowns on the wall are the easiest. You're scoring 100% of your takedown accuracy on the wall. So when you get elbow deep or when you get all these singles or whatever you get, run him to the wall and finish it from there, okay? The chin to hip double, dragging him out, all that stuff's working very, very well, okay?
You got the first.
Say again?
You got the first?
No, you got the first. I just saw the scorecards. You got the first and second, so you can chill. You can put him on the wall and chill. Yeah, we're gonna take him down. Please don't brawl. Please win this shit easy. You're about to make double the money if you win this, so please don't fucking brawl with this guy. That's all. His only chance is gonna go crazy right now. His only chance is gonna go fucking crazy. You gotta get him on the wall. Chin to hip on the wall. Got
it. Ivan Nunez, Loxbey Montalvan. Nunez in the black trunks, Montalvan in the blue. They're hugging because they deserve it. They have earned one another's respect. Ivan Nunez, I can't believe I'm saying this, making his pro MMA debut, has looked excellent. Loxbey Montalvan, only his second pro MMA fight, has looked even better. Dominant in round number 2 with the ground game. Goat Shed, you know, what did they say? Mama didn't raise no fools. He said, look, you're up 2. We have open scoring. You're up 2 rounds to none. Don't be stupid. Finish it smart. But Montalvan going for the finish.
He wants to be part of that highlight reel, Jim. He's going for that nice move.
Now, briefly went for the single leg, but he has Ivan Nunez hurt.
It's crazy to see, but this building, Jimmy, the majority of the people on their feet.
That's exactly what his coach told him to do. He said, don't brawl. You have this 1-1. Take him down.
Take it easy.
2 rounds in, take the easy route. Don't ice skate uphill. But so far, he's content to stand and bang with Ivan Nunez, who's shown some great MMA kickboxing.
And you know, coach definitely was on point. You don't want to do with Nunez. This guy's been very effective with his punches and his kicks. Elusive, powerful. But again, Jimmy, as a fighter, right, you got to listen to your coach, but at the same time, you want to stand out. You want to get that highlight reel, right?
If he doesn't stand out at this point, by the way, Campbell McLaren right now, outside La Jaula, just incredibly impressed with both of these fighters. He's going to remember Loxbey Montalvan and Ivan Nunez.
Wow. And there it is. Maybe this is it, Jimmy. Maybe right here, Ray Ramos will come in and stop the fight.
I think it's going to happen. A few seconds left in this fight. Ivan Nunez still fighting for his life. No quit in the fighter from Mexico on Mexican Independence Day.
Montalvan just looked at the clock or looked at the coach to see how much time I have left. Now go for the rear naked choke. He told us, I got this.
He's going for it under the
taking
chin.
it home.
This is done,
there
and that's it.
Wow, what a fight. Wow.
Fight not strong enough a word for this. This was a war tonight. Ivan Nunez, Loxbey Montalvan. Both of these guys should have their heads high.
That was awesome, Jimmy. Incredible.
You want to see the level of MMA, how good you have to be to make your debut? Watch this fight. Beatrice, get it done.
The official time, 2 minutes and 8 seconds of round number 3. El tiempo oficial, 2 minutos y 8 segundos del round número 3. And the winner, by way of submission, el ganador por sumisión, Loxbey Montalvan!
Just his second pro fight, Loxbey Montalvan. Ivan Nunez, his debut. I'm scared of how good these guys are going to be.
Man.
It's frightening.
What we just saw, what we witnessed, and you hit it right on the money. Second fight, debut.
The level of this sport is absolutely ridiculous. Look at this technique. Question mark kick.
Yeah, just executed efficiently. And boy, the flying knees, Superman punches, the calf kicks from Nunez, the kicks, just a lot of power right from the start. I mean, it was just toe-to-toe. No one wanted to give up the slams from Montalvan. The takedowns were on point. What I like right here, it's kind of like he did a Babe Ruth. Like, coach, you want me to put an end to it? He surely did.
Also, Leozinho Vieira, one of the greatest jiu-jitsu artists of all time, Abu Dhabi, always looking at his coaches. This good, this good, this good, this good. Checking in, same kind of thing this time around. Great ground game from Loxbey Montalvan, but Ivan Nunez, he's going to be back in the house.
That guy is sick, man. Congrats. It's a loss, but hey, no loss here.
No loss here tonight. 89 total strikes from Loxbey Montalvan, 50 from Ivan Nunez. Montalvan a bit more accurate, but it was the takedowns that were really the difference in this fight. When he needed it, he had the double leg, he had the single leg to get out of those kickbox exchanges. A lot of them were going the way of Ivan Nunez, and we're ready for our final featured bout of the night. Alex Coyote Gonzalez versus Ramon Wild Boy Vizcarra. We just had a war. We're going to have another one in a couple minutes. Well, you want to see it live? This is how you do it. Come join us. Welcome back inside Univision Studios. Our final feature fight of the night. Alex Gonzalez, Ramon Vizcarra, two guys looking for momentum to carry their careers forward. It's going to be a wild one.
Peleo para demostrarme a mí mismo que puedo ser la mejor versión de mí. Yo amo las artes marciales desde que tengo memoria y siempre he querido superarme en ese aspecto. Mi nombre es Alex, me dicen el Coyote González. Vivo en Phoenix, Arizona. Yo soy de Ciudad de México.
Peleo porque comencé nada más para aprender a defenderme, pero un día quise probar mi habilidad en la jaula, pues descubrí que era algo que me gustaba mucho. Mi nombre es Ramon Vizcarra, tengo 27 años y soy de Mexicali, Baja California, México.
Me considero una clase de peleador tranquilo, inteligente. Trato de no ser fanfarrón al momento de estar en la jaula.
Soy un peleador bastante aguerrido y busca siempre estar fluyendo en la pelea.
Yo espero de mi contrincante que venga a pelear con todo. Estoy preparado para una fuerte pelea durante 3 rounds.
Lo he visto, sé que es de esos peleadores que no se dejan. Es mi momento, es lo que pienso. Es hora de darlo todo, para eso vine, para eso estoy aquí.
Ramón, espero te hayas preparado muy bien porque yo también lo hice y vamos a dar una guerra.
Nos tocó pelear en una noche pues bastante significativa para los dos. Yo voy con toda la mentalidad de finalizarte en el primer round.
Entrando a la jaula, Alex Gonzalez.
There is El Coyote from Mexico City, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona. We've seen a style where he calls himself calm. I don't know if I've seen that in his fights. He does tend to get a little wild, a little bit reckless, and then he settles down a little bit. I think that settling down is where he is most dangerous. On top, ground and pound, using his short offense, his smart offense. It's like he's better when he calms down, but in the beginning, he does get a little bit wild. Do you think that's kind of the line he needs to walk in this fight?
Well, not against a wild boy. You want to do that tranquilo, that calm type of fighting style, because it's going to frustrate Vizcarra. But what really sets this guy apart is his long reach against Vizcarra. Look at those long arms that he has. That's going to be effective. That jab, that 1-2 combination. And if it goes to the ground, he's all confident, has a strong jiu-jitsu ground game. Could be the difference in the fight, Jimmy.
Well, the nickname said, oh, we have El Coyote. Now bring in the Wild Boy.
Su oponente, Ramon Vizcarra.
We've made a lot of it tonight. Mexican Independence Day. Ramon Vizcarra, also from Mexico, from Mexicali. The Mexican flag draped over his shoulders. So it is Mexicali versus Mexico City in our final fight of the night. And the only way you can say it is Ramon Vizcarra, Wild Boy's not, you know, he's not a Duran Duran fan, right? That's how he fights. That's what he does, all right? You know, his style is hard to read. It's hard to figure out. It's a little funky, but there are gaps and mistakes in there.
And it's just a matter of really calm. It's more like if you set the pace, Gonzalez set the pace, he can figure him out, pushing him to have the fight that he wants. Because he's going to strike. There's no way of stopping this guy. He's consistent. He'll throw wild. He's not afraid to go toe-to-toe with you, especially if you get in a brawl with him. And that is what Gonzalez needs to be careful. So if he's very patient and calm, it's what could throw out Vizcarra. It's going to get him very desperate to come in and execute his game plan.
And let's take a look at the head-to-head. Alex Gonzalez, 4 years older than his opponent, a 1-inch height advantage, equal reach. Both guys very, very long arms, 70-inch reach, just over both of them. The 135-pound limit. Vizcarra weighing in 1.6, heavier than his opponent, over the 135-pound limit.
Continuamos con mucha más acción este duelo. En la división peso gallo, we continue with much more action this bout. In the bantamweight division, los jueces son, the judges are James Lázaro, Jonathan Lane, and Richard Green Sr. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. En la esquina azul, in the blue corner, wearing green, white and red, vestido de verde, blanco y rojo. Su peso oficial, 136 libras, his official weight, 136 pounds, with a pro record of 5 victories and 4 losses, con un récord profesional de 5 victorias y 4 derrotas. Fighting out of Chandler, Arizona, vía Ciudad de México, Alex Coyote Gonzalez. En la esquina roja, in the red corner, wearing black, vestido de negro. Su peso oficial, 137.6 libras. His official weight, 137.6 pounds. With a pro record of 6 victories and 5 losses. Con un récord profesional de 6 victorias y 5 derrotas. From Mexicali, México, Ramon Wild Boy Vizcarra. El referee, Alan Abeles.
I gave you the instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch him up, go ahead. Come out fighting.
Alex Coyote Gonzalez in the tricolores, the green, white, and red of the Mexican flag. Ramon Wild Boy Vizcarra in the black. And we are underway, our final fight of the night. And true to form, Wild Boy Vizcarra comes out, well, funky but throwing.
Now the fireworks are about to be unleashed, Jimmy. Right in light of the Mexican Independence Day celebration.
That's right, 2 Mexican fighters who will end Mexican Independence Day on a high note. That's the question.
Oh, Vizcarra, he loves to bring it. He ain't gonna stop here.
But those funky feints,
yes,
that awkward. He's the guy you just don't want to spar.
And that funky guard. It really just throws you off. And yeah, those sparring guys, those are the ones that
they're the worst.
Because they like, dude, stop. Can you, you know, like they said 40%, man.
Yeah. And Alex Gonzalez on your left said, you know, I'm going to try and be calm. I describe myself as a calm fighter. I'm cerebral. I'm ready to go. That might be the strategy, because in previous fights, you know, you look at the energy level of Ramon Vizcarra, he does tend to fade late in fights.
Yeah, and look at Coyote. He's just focused. This guy's showing no emotion whatsoever. He has the eyes on the prize. And Vizcarra here just shuffling around, which takes a lot of...
Nice short right hand.
Jimmy!
Vizcarra is stunned early.
And
looking to come back. Beautiful back take.
Yeah, this is where Gonzalez has the advantage.
One hook in, now two. Body triangle is locked. 3.5 minutes left to go in round number 1. Exactly where
he got caught, Jimmy.
Didn't want to be in is over. All he has to do is keep this tight, and it's done. There's the tap.
Wow.
First round finish for Alex Gonzalez. He knew Vizcarra would open up and give him opportunities, and that is exactly what happened.
He called him in. He knew exactly that he was going to throw in those funky-looking shots. Great for the opportunity to go to the ground, and nicely put with the rear naked choke. At one point, it seemed like he had it loose, and then he just kind of like reset himself up and locked it right in.
And it was that short right hand that was the beginning of the end.
Could have busted his cauliflower ear there.
Ooh. That's never fun.
No.
Short right hand, dropped him.
Great
right there.
Jab right there. That was the one that opened him up straight down to the ground, pummeled him, wrapped around, gave him the back, landed the rear naked choke. Beautifully executed by El Coyote. Awesome.
No choice but to tap. Blade of the forearm across the neck. And still a calm look on the face of Alex Coyote Gonzalez.
Smirk, nothing at all. He's just won. It's just another day in the office.
You know you're going to win. You don't have to celebrate. Just another day at the office. He now moves to 6-4 as a professional. Alex Coyote Gonzalez can celebrate Mexican Independence Day with a victory. We will make it official when we come back. Welcome back inside La Jaula for our final feature fight of the night. It was quick, it was brutal, it was beautiful and brutal. Let's make it official.
El tiempo oficial, 1 minuto y 47 segundos del round número 1, the official time. 1 minute and 47 seconds of round number 1. And the winner, by way of submission, el ganador por sumisión, Arturo Espinosa!
Alex El Coyote Gonzalez able to get the first round submission rear naked choke over Ramon Vizcarra. Vizcarra, of course, came in wild, ended up eating a right hand for his troubles. That was the beginning of the end, but cool as a cucumber for Alex Gonzalez. Exactly how he said he was going to fight.
Whatsoever. Like the Usos jab of Long Beach, that was going to be the action. But many of it looked so smooth. I really thought we were going to see a little bit more action as quick as this was. Wrapped around, looked at it, body lock, and went for that rear naked choke, but right from the start. But when you take on that wild fighter, right, Jimmy, is that one shot that you need explosive to wake him up to see, like, dude, no, this is the fight that we're going to fight, and it's my way or the highway. And he executed very efficiently with a rear naked choke. He set it up right here, tight, and it was right here. This is the one where he really got in, the over and under to wrap it in, forcing Vizcarra to tap out. El Coyote with the victory. Another win. 2 wins in a row for the young man.
Yeah, that's right. He is over the hump, 6-4 as a professional. That was the confidence boost he needed to go further. We'll hear from the winner when we come back. Welcome back to Combate Global. It has been a night of action yet again. We opened up the show tonight with our list of knockouts. Our highlight, well, it continues tonight. Our final feature fight of the night, a rear naked choke finish. Lindsay in La Jaula with our winner right now.
Quizás a todos los presentes que apenas nos estamos acomodando cuando de repente acabaste esto.
Right, you finished it real quickly.
Afortunadamente todo salió bien.
Unfortunately,
fue rápido.
everything came out
Pero yo
right.
sé que Ramon
Fast.
es un rival muy duro.
I know Ramon is a hard fighter.
Una cuestión táctica.
I used tactics.
En el momento adecuado.
And it was the right
¿Qué
time.
tenías pensado?
What did you think of?
¿Te imaginaste que la
Did
pelea
you
se iba a acabar
think
tan
that
rápido?
the fight was going to
No,
finish so
venía
fast?
preparado
No,
para
I
pelear
thought that I
rounds-
was ready for a
los
long
rounds
fight.
fuertes. Estaba tratando de estudiar el tiempo, el
I was
espacio, el momento
studying the right
primer
timing.
round. Afortunadamente conseguí tocarlo
Fortunately, I
en un
was
punto sensible.
caught him in an
Y
area
mi
that was
esquina
very
me
soft, weak.
recomendó fuerte que buscara la sumisión en lugar del ground pound.
And then I opened up for the ground pounding.
Salió el trabajo
But
más rápido de lo
the
planeado.
work came out
Una
earlier
vez
than I
que
expected.
lo tumbas con ese golpe,
Yeah,
dijiste
you took
no,
him
no voy
down
por
with
el
that
ground and
shot.
pound. ¿Seguiste las instrucciones entonces de que era
You
irte a
followed
la
the
sumisión?
instructions to
Sí,
go
es
for the
correcto, yo respeto
submission.
mucho mi coach y sus
Yeah, I
decisiones.
respect my
Entonces, al
coach a lot
momento
and
de
instructions.
tumbarlo,
To take
mi
him down,
instinto era ir a golpear.
my instinct was
y
to
él me dijo,
take
no,
shots,
ve por la
and my coach
sumisión.
said, no, go for
Y
the submission.
afortunadamente fue lo que salió.
And
En un
that's what
primer
came
momento
out.
se logra sacar la mano, pero después lo vuelves a
Took out
agarrar.
my hand, and then
Sí,
you set it up, and
afortunadamente
then you
tengo
put it again.
experiencia trabajando el control de espalda,
Yeah, I was
porque compito
working,
mucho
controlling the
jiu-jitsu,
area.
y eso me ayudó a
And-
poder sobrellevar la situación.
And I was able to
¿Qué
overcome
te
the
llevas
challenge.
esta noche aquí en
What do
Combate
you take
Global?
from this
Me llevo la
win here
alegría de que
tonight?
el trabajo salió bien.
Well, I take with
Pero
me that
el lunes-
the work
el
came
lunes
out
estoy de
right.
vuelta en el gimnasio y
And
mi
Monday,
vida
I'm
sigue
right back in the
siendo
gym.
¿Qué sigue para ti?
What's next for you?
Espero estar aquí dentro de 1 o 2 meses. y
I
volver
hope
a
here to be
hacerlo.
back in the
Es
next
un
2 months.
demeanor así como muy tranquilo, ¿no? Cualquiera que te ve,
Oh, you're
estás calmado,
very
estás
calm.
tranquilo, no estás eufórico.
You're not,
pero acabas de
euphoric.
dar tremenda
But you
exhibición.
were just given a great
Sí,
exhibition.
afortunadamente todo salió bien, pero
Yeah,
soy
everything
consciente
came
de
out
que así
right, but
como
I'm-
salió bien, también podría ser
I'm
yo
aware
el
of it.
el que salió con la mano abajo. Yo sé que es un trabajo duro.
It's a hard
entonces
work.
Trato de mantener siempre el respeto
I
hacia,
try
hacia
to
mi
always
rival que
keep
se preparó
my
tan duro como yo.
respect and compose myself.
Y pues cuando he perdido nunca me ha gustado
When
tener
I've
al otro
lost,
vato brincando al lado de mí.
I don't
entonces
like to
trato
have my opponents
de
jumping
transmitir la
around.
misma energía de vuelta pues solo para que todos nos sintamos bien.
So it's just for everyone
Ante
could
todo,
feel
ya lo
right.
ven
And,
aquí
well,
dentro
lots
de
of
la jaula de
respect for
Combate Global,
everyone.
El aplauso también y el
And you
respeto
got the round
del
of applause
público
here from the
después de esas
public.
palabras. ¿Qué le tienes que
After
decir
those
aquí a la
words,
gente?
anything you'd like to say to
Muchas
them?
gracias por
Thank
estar
you
aquí
very much.
presentes. Ya que sin ustedes no
Now
podríamos
that
estar
without
aquí
you, we
haciendo
wouldn't
nuestro
be here.
trabajo y vivir de lo que nos gusta.
And,
Entonces, muchas
live off what we
gracias a
love.
ustedes, los fanáticos que son
So
los que
thanks
nos
for the
hacen.
fans.
Ahí está, entonces de
All
regreso
right.
con ustedes, Carlos Pedro. Aquí el hombre que se lleva la mano en alto, mira, muy tranquilo, pero respetuoso.
Great respect from Alex Coyote Gonzalez on a great win. He looked great on the feet, great on the ground. His career moves forward. Now, one thing about Combate Global here is we're a family. And every time we open up, it's with the beats and the sounds of Los Knockouts throughout our show. They're the beat that keeps us going. Unfortunately, our band leader, Camilo Valencia, is no longer with us. And it is so devastating here for us because we are so close. We do work so closely with one another. It's a devastating loss, but his music goes on.
The beat goes on, Jimmy. We had a conversation with his brother and the bandmates, and that's how he lived his life. You know, with the music, the sounds, the celebration, and it's not a sad moment, but a celebration of this man's life, which continues even with the sounds of his brother and the band of Los Knockouts for the rest of the season. So his memory will live on for a long time. Being here, I've been a couple of years now. We've lost some members of our crew, and you're right, Jimmy. We're a tight-knit family here. We watch out for each other. We respect each other. We check on each other, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's something that we really take to our hearts, Jimmy.
And what we're about to go to break with is one of his favorite songs. Once again, Camilo Valencia, We're Gonna Miss You, but the music goes on. Welcome back inside Univision Studios. Jimmy Smith, Rodolfo Roman. Don't you love it when there's a theme to a night? We started tonight with a highlight of all the knockouts that have led here. The last couple months have been absolutely fantastic. Well, it continued tonight, Rodolfo.
Absolutely. We just saw a phenomenal finish just, minutes ago? Short and sweet, and an awesome fight between Montalvan and Nunez.
Yeah, but it started off with the ladies, and what this was about was adjustments. The battle of the Stephanie Hernandez versus Estefania Rodriguez. Hernandez using the takedown, using the jiu-jitsu that she said she would use tonight that had been missing in previous fights.
No false advertisement here. She hit it right on the button. She said, I need to use and show some of my grappling, which I'm very good at, and she surely did against the youngster Rodriguez, who made her debut inside La Jaula. Stephanie, she did try to use some of that striking, which we saw in the first time around that we saw her in here in Combate Global. But the difference here was the grappling. She displayed it. There was just no way that Rodriguez was escaping the force, the power, and strength that Hernandez had on the ground. She toyed a bit here with the striking. That was in the second round. First and third were pretty much on the ground, second being on the feet. But Hernandez putting her name there on the spot, trying to move up the ladder in the food chain of her division, Jimmy.
Now, of course, Estefania Rodriguez, first loss of her career. She now moves to 4-1. What did you see from her that, maybe with a couple improvements, she has more success in La Jaula?
Yeah, the ground game. That's the number one thing she needs to get out. Use that grappling. She has enough grappling, but not enough to escape that. You see how Hernandez is using that power, using those hips to escape, using La Jaula as a way to use and get out of this position when you're dangerous. I mean, right there, trying to bridge. Can't really get them in that position, especially if you got La Jaula in there in your way. So that's something that she has to go back to the drawing board and learn. Or, you know what, take down defense. Make sure you know when to sprawl. Use the teep to keep your opponent away.
And what about the physical changes as well? Stephanie Hernandez, the thicker, stronger fighter throughout. And you see it was a wipeout in the stats. Rodriguez winning round number 2, but Stephanie Hernandez wiping out rounds 1 and 3. There's more action to break down from a great night of fights when we come back. Welcome back inside Univision Studios. This is the part where Jimmy Smith gets to humiliate Rodolfo Roman by putting him on the spot and ask him what was fight of the night. Tonight, I think it's kind of a wipeout.
It's common sense, Jimmy. I mean, did you see that Montalvan and Nunez?
Epic.
Stood up here, man.
Epic.
It's awesome. Absolutely amazing. Nunez making his debut. You would have not known that. And that's thanks to all that background resume in kickboxing and boxing, effective. But Montalvan making his second appearance in La Jaula, flashy moves, everything, man.
But I want to point something out. A lot of people come from a kickboxing background and just don't look good in MMA. They don't modify their striking style for MMA. His MMA kickboxing looked very, very sharp throughout this fight.
Fit right perfectly well, and the way that he was effective with those kicks, Superman punches. I mean, this guy just brought everything. Now, on paper, as we saw the result, he might have lost, but I think he also must have won because we want to see this guy again.
Yep.
You know, with the right modifications in the styles, of course, the ground game, we need to work a little bit on that, but this guy could be a phenom in there.
But Montalvan, let's talk about him. Only his second professional fight. Great head movement, accuracy, but his takedown was there and his ground game far superior tonight.
And confidence, Jimmy. When he had that rear naked choke, he looked at his coach and he says, hey, want me to put him away? Locked it in right there and finished off the fight. Just the fact that question mark kick. And Nunez gave him a Superman patch. He followed one as well. He went for the flying knee. He went for the takedown. The punches, effective. Not being fazed by the height difference whatsoever. The head movement from Montalvan. That's something you talk about Nunez bringing in his kickboxing style and modifying to MMA. Let's talk about Montalvan using that head movement from boxing. A little Mayweather-ish in there, but he fitted right well into MMA.
And one of the issues in this fight, I have to say, is that it was so good in the 135-pound division. You almost want to slow him down a little bit. Like, look, Montalvan, couple more and you're right there. But it's going to take a couple more. So the stats don't tell the story of this fight. The one that does, the takedown. Montalvan superior on the ground. But, oh, my God, a huge night of action. More to break down when we come back. Welcome back inside Univision Studios. Jimmy Smith alongside Rodolfo Roman. Look, In our co-main and featured bouts of the night, they were in the bantamweight division, 135 pounds. Well, next week, we go up the scale. I was a 170-pounder, and I gotta say, when I shake hands with Jimmy Pace, he almost crushes everything from the tip of my finger to my wrist. You've had that experience, haven't you?
This is a big dude, and you know, good old saying, don't blink. Well, every time you see Jimmy Pace Jr. in there, literally do not blink. I was doing the math, Jimmy, 10 minutes. You know what that means? That's the total action that both Jimmy Pace Jr. and Christopher Ewart, his opponent, that's all the action that they've had as professionals in action, because they've knocked out all of their opponents. It's incredible. 10 minutes.
We like to say don't blink here on Combate Global. It is all action all the time. That is guaranteed when it comes to next week on Combate Global. Looking forward to a showdown between two fighters who don't know how to do anything but knock their opponents senseless. But I have to say, tonight, extra special for us. Great fights, and also showing the level of the sport. It's gotten so much better. Great fight at 106 pounds. Moving up, of course, in our co-main, it was Ivan Nunez versus Loxbey Montalvan, putting on a display. In our featured bout, Alex Gonzalez, Ramon Vizcarra. From everybody behind the scenes here at Combate Global, Jimmy Smith, Rodolfo Roman, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.